Hi, so we're here for the second in this series of floral acupuncture videos, and this one is about the stomach. Stomach and spleen are paired, as I explained in the spleen meridian video, and they together make the foundation, that earth foundation for the person's energies. So it's again nurturing, nourishment. Easy to digest foods, a strong, stable household, um, good routine, healthy habits around like sleep cycles, eating cycles, etc. So these are the things that help support the stomach. In addition, we want to keep in mind that the stomach sits just below the heart. And in doing so, it acts as a saucer. So the cup is the heart, and then the saucer is the stomach. And if there's a lot that the heart isn't processing, if the heart's going through a lot of stuff, then there will be overflow into the stomach. So we'll see this in children who feel overwhelmed and their stomachs start hurting. We'll see this when people start getting worried about things and they really don't need to worry, but because there's so much else going on in their heart space, it splashes over into worry, which is the emotion related to the stomach and the spleen. So we want to help keep the heart processing things out easily so that the saucer stays empty and the stomach doesn't take on the stress of the overload of a heart that's not processing what it's going through. So that's another thing to look out for with stomach meridian. So when we see that someone's having a sensitive stomach, someone's having stomach aches, someone's having a hard time eating certain foods, walking around like really feeling that like achiness, complaining of stomach aches a lot, those are signs of stomach meridian imbalance. There are multiple signs. Again, you can contact your local Chinese medicine practitioner or be in touch with me via email at beitroga@gmail.com. And so when we see that there's a deficiency or a weakness, an imbalance, I don't like to say weakness, but an imbalance in the stomach meridian, so we turn to chamomile, and this is the essence that we will put on the stomach 42 point, which is the stomach source point. So if this is the first video that you're seeing about this, so floral acupuncture is basically where we take a flower essence and we pair it with a acupuncture point and put that essence on that point to help heal, balance, strengthen, support that meridian line. And the source point is the one point on the meridian line. A meridian line can have 20 points, it can have 50 points. And the source point is one point that really carries the essence of the activity of the whole point. So it really kind of is a representative of the whole point, and it's usually very accessible on the hands, wrists, or the feet. So the stomach 42 point is on the foot. I'll show it to you in a minute. And chamomile is the essence that is paired with the stomach meridian. It helps clear the worry. It helps address the worry. It helps clear the odef if there's overwhelm in the stomach meridian. It helps balance it, helps strengthen it, helps support it. So we use the chamomile essence. Again, we put one drop on our finger and put it on the stomach 42 point. Now you can put it on just the right foot, just the left foot, both feet. You could do this once in the morning or a few times, like once or twice throughout the day if you feel like you need it. And this will help with your foundation. This will help with stomach sensitivities, strengthening the stomach, decreasing if someone has acid reflux, right? Quote unquote heartburn, indigestion, that's related to the stomach, okay? Not sort of the rest of the intestines and the rest of the digestive tract, but we're talking specifically now about the stomach. If someone has overwhelm in their heart and they feel like they're moving into worry, or a child who maybe is more reticent and doesn't talk as much about what's going on in school or in home life, and they feel tension, right? Often this is the water child or earth, the ones who are really absorbing what's going on emotionally around them and don't necessarily know how to process it or deal with it. and they're keeping it to themselves, and so it's all inside them, and so it's just like spilling over from that heart that's got a lot to deal with. They're being talked not nicely to in school, or they hear their parents fighting, or whatever tensions they might be feeling can show up as stomach aches. So and their worry shows up as a stomach ache. So that's with children, but also in adults. So so we place one drop on our finger, and I will show you. I'll first put the drop on, and then I will show you the point. And it's going to take some explaining so that you know the anatomical place. Hold on. Okay, so we go from our second toe up to the there's like an arch here on the foot, and we follow the second toe down the long bone, and there's going to be a point at the end where it like dips off and falls into a valley. So just before it falls into the valley, which is where the tarsals are, the tarsal bone, so we're going to stay on the metatarsal, the long bone of the second toe. Even though stomach meridian actually follows this line to the third toe, to the middle toe, we find the point for stomach 42 by following the second toe up to the ends of the long bone before it dips off into the valley. So we put it right here. So we take that drop of essence and we put it right here on stomach 42. And we can just go back and forth. We can do a circular motion. We can pump it or just keep our finger there. I just had a deep breath, so my body's really taking in this energy, taking in this support to the stomach meridian. All right, so that's it. It's that simple. So we just take that chamomile essence, put it right there on that spot, stomach 42, and then see what happens for our digestive tract, for our stomach. We see whether or not that achiness goes away for that child, and he feels lighter, more carefree, feels that strong foundation of nourishment like we talked about in the spleen meridian, because they are a pair. So that really strong foundation of that warm home, easy digestible foods, warm, soft cooked foods, those are all healthy for spleen and stomach health. So have a great day. Please like and share, and look forward to the next video. Have a nice day.